Welcome back to another race day vlog. It's been a while since we've been able to say that. And listen, it's not been without trying. It's just been one thing after another. So here's the thing. This is why it's been a while. Currently, Mikasa is the only horse of racing age that I currently have at the track. I have Mule, but he's currently here on vacation, and he's not doing anything right now. So it's just been Mikasa. Now, typically, racehorses will run every 4 to 6 weeks. She has not run since May. Why have we not seen her since May? Well, she won 3 races in a row, right? And so that unfortunately drew her pool of races that she could enter from like here to here, right? And so the issue has been is that they will write a race, right? Yes. So they'll have like a list of races they plan on running, but they have to have horses to actually be able to fill that race up, right? And so the issue is they have entered her 12 times and the race is either not filled or just something, or like, you know, something else has happened, or like the other race will fill, but hers will not. And so that's been the deal. We finally entered her in a race, okay? And it was, you know, enter her in a race, and guess what happened? Legitimately, the race before, so like she was in race 6, and in like right after race 5, like she was in the paddock. They cancel the rest of the card because it was raining so hard. It was like a safety hazard. So that was last week. Now we are finally trying again. So she's going to go 6 furlongs on the dirt up at Horseshoe, Indiana. I think we're finally caving. I think we're going. I had this, listen, I made this whole video last week because I was thinking we were going to run, and then the race canceled because of rain. Originally, we had kind of been on the fence about going or not because every time she's won, we haven't been there. And then the last time we were there, she got scratched at the gate up at Turfway. But this time, we weren't there, and it got rained out. So, like, honestly, we were kind of like, well, I mean, does that count as like, hey, we've used up all, like, you know, we broke the curse or whatever, we can go and watch her now? Because originally the joke was, oh, if we don't go and she doesn't win, then we're safe to travel again and go visit her races. But if she wins, then we can't do that. So anyway, that's where we've been with that whole time. I think we're going though. Seeing I got the text message. Is this guy gonna go? Please go, please go, please go, 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 go. Thank you. But now I can't go. I hate this intersection. Anyway, let's go watch Mikasa run 8 furlongs on the dirt at Horseshoe. Finally, it's been a while, bless her heart. It's a really tough field though. Like it's really, really tough. It's really tough. So overall, I'm just expecting her to finally just have the ability to run and have a decent race. Am I expecting a win? Not necessarily. Would it be awesome? Top 3 would be awesome. But it's a really tough field in general, and so she just needs to run. She's just ready to go, that's for sure.
And they're off. Sassy and Bold peels away from the starting gate. Arasu with early interest, along with Devil of Paradis with a white cap, and toward the inside, here's First Hill, who's looking to engage them. It's First Hill, who's moved through now for Samuel Bermudez to take a short lead from Arasu right there, Devil of Paradis, as they line up for the dash past the half-mile pole. Sassy and Bold just in 4th, joined toward the inside by Outrageously, who's now looking to gain ground inside of Sassy and Bold. They're 4th and 5th. It's a break of 2 more to Adiva in the purple cap, with toward the inside, Poetica, as they round the far turn that way. Then comes a Night Kiss with on the outside Simply Complicated, second to last, and Mucho Magical. Trails the Fillies Mare Sprint, fast pace on. The quarter just over 22 seconds past the quarter pole. It is Arasu who emerged in front. First Hill, led but has dropped back. Right there, Devil of Paradis Outrageously finds a gap. Outrageously is powering up the rail. 1 furlong to go. Of the outside, Sassy and Bold. Night Kiss charging stoutly down the center of the track, slightly edges left, but she's clear with Alberto Burgos. Night Kiss is running away with this. Night Kiss has kissed them goodbye. Night Kiss by 5 from Outrageously. Sassy and Bold third, Arasu fourth, and a diva.
You've already watched it. Let's talk about it. She's going to be coming out of the 7 hole. She breaks out here nice and easy compared to the last race where she got bumped around quite a bit. And they kind of just let her decide where she wants to go. And she decides, I want to sit up here with the leaders, which is typically what she likes to do anyway. And she's going to sit nice and pretty to the outside of these other 2 horses that also went with her. Now, I made the error earlier. I accidentally said 8 furlongs. This is only 6 furlongs, so it's definitely a bit shorter. But again, they're just going to sit out here nice and pretty. And I feel like the race itself doesn't reflect her placing because this was actually a very well done race. You're going to see her right here. She's going to go ahead up near the turn, and they're going to go ahead and ask for her to start getting ready to go. They might have moved like a touch early, but realistically, I don't think it would have mattered regardless. The other horse that was up in the lead with her is not going to go, just the other one on the inside of her. And these 2 are going to lead the way around the turn as the rest of the horses are going to start closing in. Now, again, in all honesty, I think this is a very well done race, very well ridden. She tried. I genuinely have no complaints. It was right around here, however, you can kind of see that she's just tired. She kind of just ran out of air, which isn't necessarily a surprise considering she hasn't raced in a while. And so this was just a good race to get her air back. And like I said, I don't think the placing necessarily reflects her outcome because it was a fairly good race. Yeah, so I know she didn't finish in the top 3, which would have been, awesome. But that really actually was not a bad race. And you're probably like, she finished like 6th. Yes, it actually still wasn't a bad race. So she ran really, really well. You could just tell she kind of got tired. So, how to compare. So, okay, when you're training for like a marathon or a CrossFit competition or something of that nature, and you're doing all the training beforehand, but it's still, no matter how much training you're putting in, it's still different day of. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. So, like, it's a little bit easier to kind of go from like a competition, rest, your rest time, build back up, competition, rest, build back up, competition, compared to, competition, rest, train, competition. It's a little bit easier to kind of have them, in like a swoop, I guess. Which is why, you'll see horses run every 4 to 6 weeks. That's typically about how much they get the rest time, and then they get the time to recondition back up to where they need to be, and then they're typically ready to go again. Obviously, she's had the issue where she hasn't been able to find a race, and the races that we have been able to, like, she was supposed to run last week at this exact same race, but there was actually less horses, more horses actually entered this one than the other one, and it was, and then it freaking rained, and so they canceled. And normally they don't just cancel, because it's raining. No, it was like torrential downpour. Okay, it was a lot of rain to get them to cancel. So, but yeah, overall, like, she did well. Obviously, she kind of got tired. She kind of ran out of breath, but she did actually do really well. So that's all we could really ask. Hopefully, the way we say it is essentially we say they needed a race, right? So it's not uncommon. So, like, if a horse does come off of a break or a layoff, we say, hey, don't be surprised if they need a race before they actually do better. Their next race is typically kind of how we say it. They need that time to get the extra air in their lungs. They need the time to get back into the rhythm, things of that nature. It's just kind of the compare contrast of what it is. But yes, overall, like, again, really tough field. And she just she faded. She got tired, which kind of wasn't that big of a surprise. But she came out of it all nice and dandy. And yeah, so hopefully, she will find a race closer compared to last time. Because obviously this time she had to wait 4 freaking months before we found a race for her. Hopefully now, what is coming up? Well, Kentucky Downs is opening next week, I think. I don't think we're going to Kentucky Downs. Obviously, we still have Indiana and Belterra still running, but obviously they haven't been freaking riding the stupid races that we've needed until recently. Ellis will be closing soon. Yes, because Kentucky Downs is opening. And then once Kentucky Downs is closed, because Kentucky Downs is only open for like 8 days, Churchill opens. That's who opens next. It goes Churchill, Kentucky, or not Kentucky, Churchill, Kingland, and then back to Churchill, and then Turfway. It's a whole thing. So you just bounce around. It's fine. Anyway, that's all I gotta say for today. Overall, she did well. I know sometimes when you look at the number of where they finished, you're probably like, oh, but like really, like that was a good race, and I don't really have any complaints. Like the way that she was ridden was done well, and like the way she did good. She just got tired. Yeah, back up. Anyway, it's a dirt mound. You're fine. That's all I got. Hopefully we will see each other a whole lot sooner compared to last time where we obviously had to wait 4 months. But it is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to go get my other racehorse ready for surgery because I'm going to pluck a chip out of his ankle that he did not do during racing. He had it as a baby, and we were like, so you can have like little, listen, people complain all the time. They're like, oh, because you have when you race horses, it gives them all these other issues. I wish people understood. I wish people would x-ray more babies and yearlings than, because like racehorse people, we x-ray them all the freaking time. Okay, not all the freaking time, but we x-ray them regularly enough that we are well aware, hey, dum somehow has this or this or this or this or this, like it's got a healing this, or it's got a chip here, or it's got a sesamoiditis, or it's got a spur, blah, blah, blah. And it's literally just from them being out in the field being babies. This kid is like rubbing so hard against the fence. But like a lot of stuff they do it out in the field, and then we have to clean it up afterwards. And people are like, oh, they got it from the racetrack. Well, sometimes you don't actually have to do anything. So like it's for like chips, bone chips, for example. Our rule of thumb, typically ankle chips, you don't really have to worry about depending on the location. This one, we left it alone because they were like, you should probably be fine leaving it alone. But then we decided, like, well, let's just take it out. Cool. So that's why. But he's had these since he was a baby. So like it wasn't racetrack stuff or anything. But anything with the knee you want to take out. I don't like chips in knees. That was random, but we're about to do x-rays today for yearlings too, so I think that's just on my brain. Anyway, I'm gonna go get him ready for surgery because they should be here not too long to pick him up. Anyway, until next time,